Hey, welcome everybody to another brand new episode of the Top 10 Show. I'm John Roca.
I am Matt Nost, and how are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm in the festive season. We're a few days away from Christmas. I'm excited, and I'm excited to count down this topic as well. Life is life. We're stuck in here, Matt. There's really no place to go. I know you're going to see your family. We're stuck here. I think Lindley's sister is coming to hang out with us. That's pretty much the extent of things on my end.
My sister lives in San Diego, so she's coming up here, and my parents are really the only ones coming in.
Right.
They're driving in from Colorado, so we just rented a house, and we're just going to hang out for a couple days, for
nice.
4.5 days, something like that, together.
Oh, cool. Fireplace, the whole nine?
I have no idea if it has a fireplace. I know.
Did you rent the house?
It's got a nice view.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's one of those Airbnb ones, so they upsell it. There's a vineyard on the thing, but
oh, nice.
You can go and see from Google Images. And it's like, it's a portion of. It's a picturesque yard, but it's like, it's a little portion of this type of thing.
Nice.
Yeah, but I don't even know. I don't think it's that big. I think they just have enough to whatever qualifies as being able to call it a vineyard. You know what I mean? They right. Exact square footage. Whatever it is. All you need a defined space of, 10 meters by 15 meters.
Right.
Or whatever the case is, be like, okay, yeah, not a problem. It didn't look big enough. I was like, when they sent me the description to it, and then I went and looked at it. It's nice. I am not taking it away, but I was like, I think Vineyard's stretching it a bit there, guys. You got like 5 rows of vines that are over in the corner over there. I don't know if Vineyard. It's a nice house though.
Yeah, what's the definition? That's a good.
I don't know, but when I saw that, it's
Vineyard.
Is it? How many bottles are we producing here a year? Can you fill a case? Can you fill a case? I don't know if you can.
It just says, according to Merriam-Webster's dictionary, it says a planting of grapevines. That's it. So I guess technically a vineyard, but there must be something.
It's got to create industry standard. And I'm sure that's been legislated out. Like you can't call yourself that unless it's like, for any kind of business.
Yeah.
It's just like champagne can only be called champagne if it's made in the region. So
right. Good point. Does it produce bottles at all? Does it produce wine at all?
That house?
Yeah.
No fucking idea.
Oh, so it seems weird to call it a vineyard if you're not really making wine, doesn't it? Or am I being?
I don't know what the definition is.
Oh, all right. Let's see. There's a question here. How many acres is a small winery, and how many acres is a large winery? Interesting. No real answer.
Exactly.
So I guess you're right. There's really no way.
Nebulously defined.
Oh, here we go. This is from Dr. Vinny, so it sounds very credible.
Mm-hmm.
On winespectator.com says a vineyard can vary from just a few rows to the largest vineyard that I know of in Italy's Caviro, which is 76,000 acres of vineyards. Holy shit. Wow. 76,000 acres of vineyards. God damn.
That doesn't even make sense.
I don't even know. How big is that, for God's sakes? Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Micro vineyard. That's what they call these things. A micro vineyard. All right.
Well, on the upsell, they omitted the word micro, is my guess. So whatever. It's a nice place, and it's not that expensive because this year, who's using it? But yeah, we're hanging out it'll be nice, but it's basically we're just going to a different part of LA.
Oh, so not deep into like are you going to be, so not where the snow is, you're not going to be skiing or anything?
No. We're hanging out here. My sister's driving up with her family. My parents are driving in, and then we're just going to hang out for like 4 or 5 days, or 4.5 days or whatever it is.
I like it.
Yeah, it's about all you can do, at least for us.
Right.
But whatever, same old song and dance. I'm not going to complain about it now. It's just that's life. That's life. It's what the people say. Thank you.
Yeah, it's very well done.
Oh, you want to hear a good one?
Oh, please.
I don't know if you remember, for a short while, I drove a truck. We have a backup truck that I used to use all the time for woodworking and stuff like that, going to pick up supplies. But at this point, it's 16 years old. And it gets driven like 300 miles a year.
Wow.
400. Okay. Yeah. It only gets now at this point, like I had to run and go pick up a new fridge and load it onto that and brought it back here. So the insurance is next to nothing. It's worth next to nothing, but it's perfect for those. It costs us, we'll hold on to it and then we'll get rid of it eventually type of thing.
Yeah.
But it got towed because ordinance in Los Angeles is no car can sit in the same spot for 72 hours.
What?
Exactly. I've never seen that on any sign, and there's a lawsuit. Yeah, a lawsuit against it. They don't. It's more one of those of, hey, move your fucking car. Like the 72 hours is like a gentleman's. I think the regular protocol is they have to put a ticket on your car and then they come back and check. And if the car hasn't been moved at that point, then but it's in the middle of a pandemic when they're asking us not to go anywhere.
Yeah, true.
And I parked it on a street that does not have street sweeping. I didn't know about this 72-hour thing.
Yeah.
So I woke up to that.
Wow.
After having a late night and then going, oh my God, we need to get that old truck that isn't worth shit. We paid more than likely than what it's worth to get it out because it would have cost us more in the long run. You can sign it over to them, but then you have to pay a percentage of the fees. Right.
Right. So it doesn't, you're fucked either way.
Yeah. And then we have to contact the DMV. Well, guess what? I can't imagine contacting the DMV is any fun right now. So we're not going to get that in the requisite amount of time to get it back in 30 days anyway. Right. So this whole mother.
That's a pretty penny too, I bet. Jesus.
Oh yeah, it was not cheap. It was not cheap.
I got towed once in West Hollywood. Whoa, man, it was like $400 to get the car out. And I was there an hour later. Like I literally was just at a friend's house in West Hollywood. I think this is when Mike first moved and I parked there and they towed it. And I came out. I'm like, where the fuck's my car? I'm freaking out thinking they stole it. And then you see the sign there. And so you call and they go, yeah, it's here. I was like, okay, I can be there within the hour. And like, you can come here tomorrow morning. It doesn't matter. We charge you automatically 24 hours. I'm like, but I can be there in an hour. And they're like, no, doesn't matter. It's 24 hours. So if you want, go home, rest, come back and get it in the morning. And I was like, no, fuck you. I'm coming. I'm going to get my goddamn car. So I went and got it, but I was super pissed I had to pay that 24-hour fee.
Oh, I've only had my car ever towed once. So I move the truck all the time for street sweeping and just move across the street. That's most of its mileage in any given month. Is the 100 feet, and then I just flip it around and put it on the other side, let it sit until I need to move it. It stays over the 72 hours. Nobody fucking cares. Yeah. But I just put it one street over, and I got stopped by 3 different people during the process going, man, a neighbor called that in, just so you know, unofficially. Oh. Yeah, it's the only logical outcome because the city's not dealing with it right now.
Right. What a dick move, man. Do you think that person was like, I don't want to see that?
Yeah. Or they thought it was abandoned.
Oh, Jesus.
So then they send a cop and then the cop waits a couple days and then comes back and they didn't give me a ticket for that. But what you had happen is the only time I've ever been towed Santa Monica Super Bowl 11 years ago, something like that. Oh, I parked and the front, probably 8 inches of my car, 6 to 8 inches were in red. Yep. On the Super Bowl. And I walk out the 6 to 8 inches. I'm not even fucking kidding. I called them and they're like, we close in 20 minutes. And I was like, I can get there. And I got there and they closed and they're like, we're not releasing your car. And I'm like, fuck you. So I had to come back. I lived where I do now, the same area.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
So I was like, well, I have to get home and then come back here tomorrow. So I did. I had to have a friend take me home and then a friend come up, pick me up, pay the fee the overnight. This was the worst. They pull my car around. There's a ticket from the city underneath the windshield wiper. Like, fuck you all. Fuck you all. And I had to pay the fucking ticket.
Of course.
It was like $450 to get it out for being in overnight. And then another like $72 for the city, just as a double fuck you.
Yeah.
Oh, that was... This one I can understand. It's been sitting there for 2.5 weeks. I haven't moved it for a while. The truck. But at the same time, it's like, we're told not to drive anywhere right now. That's why I'm not moving. It's like, fuck it. It's on a street that doesn't sweep.
Yeah.
But that one was This one I was fine with. Like it was there for a while.
Yeah.
It sucked.
That ticket is like someone taking a shit on you, and just
Oh.
for shit, the $72 is someone like pissing on your face at the end of it.
Yeah,
It's like,
I can't even imagine what the charge is now. I didn't get a ticket for this.
oh
one.
yeah,
They just towed it.
I've heard like now it's almost $600 overnight. So like it's mind blowing. And they know the people they're towing. Like this is the thing that frustrates me about these cities is that they enact these kinds of things that are not considerate or reflective of the cars that they're like. If you're towing someone's car, it should be relative to what their income is, what you charge them. Right. And so to me, that's what frustrates me on so many levels.
Well, you could say that for any fine levy.
Yeah, fine. Any fine. I agree. It should be. I think it should be. But something like towing is so beyond a parking ticket. It's so much more than a parking ticket.
Yeah, but it's such a scam in so many different cities that I've seen to catch a predator, but it was tow companies.
Yeah.
And they're like, some guy walks out and be like, excuse me, sir, what legal right do you think you have to move this car right now? And like, there's a camper crew. And the guy's like, huh? Nobody likes these tow crews.
No,
I've seen local news stories. I've searched it out on YouTube, and I was like, I wonder how many of these there are.
These people, and they do mad business, man. Because they're like, they hire these guys to drive around their tow trucks like all over the city looking for violations. Yeah. Then they call in the violations, and they stay there until the cop shows up or the traffic, whoever it is, shows up, and then they just tow it. And it's just incredible, man.
Now, imagine yourself as a lifer. That's the business you got into and you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
How many times do you think you get a gun pulled on you?
Oh, yeah. Well, I think it depends on the area.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, certainly that's part of the job.
I am talking about, this is where I live.
Yeah.
So if you're a lifer here.
I could see it there where you live. Yeah. I could see it. Certainly a knife or a gun, some sort of weapon. Certainly fisticuffs could ensue.
Fights.
That's why most of these guys, at least in the big cities, most of these tow truck guys, they're not small people, man. They're big dudes. So I think that's for a reason, because they get into it.
I've seen a gamut of.
Yeah. Oh, I've only ever seen big dudes, man. Like I don't mean like The Rock. I mean like just like hefty dudes,
Yeah. Oh, any lifer, it's a lifestyle, man.
Yeah, it is. Right.
Like being a bail bondsman or a bounty hunter or that's a weird lifestyle.
You're dealing with the worst of the worst sometimes.
Nonstop.
Sure. Yeah, nonstop. Not always, obviously, but sometimes you are, man. It's like, no thanks. It's it can take a toll on you. You have to have a certain mentality to be able to navigate all that shit too.
Well, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah. Hope you don't get towed.
Hope you don't get towed. Yeah, no shit.
Have you seen the winter stuff going on the East Coast? Holy shit, man.
No, not specifically. I've been slammed for 3 days, 4 days straight.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's so much snow going on over there on the East Coast. It's crazy.
How much?
I think it's 2 feet, up to 2 feet now. Let me see. I mean, for the East Coast,
Just today?
Yeah, it started. Okay. Oh, it started yesterday, actually.
Okay.
It carried over into this weekend.
No, yesterday I had a very long day into today, now having to get up and deal with that.
Yeah.
It's like another long day on top of I haven't seen what the weather's like on the East Coast. I'd like to have that problem. I will soon enough. A couple days, it's fine. It'll go back to normal.
6 to 12 inches of snow. That's what's going on.
That's a decent amount.
Yep. For the East Coast, that is a decent amount.
Well, and to get in 36 hours to 48 hours.
Yep. Apparently already there are 3 deaths from car crashes.
Yeah, unsurprising.
50,000 power outages across Virginia, New York, and Pennsylvania midday Thursday. Wow. Yeah, I mean, people try to drive in this shit, which is, I'm like, of all the times, a pandemic and a snowstorm, maybe don't go out in the car unless it's super, super fucking serious. Or maybe you believe the news and go like, okay, I can't leave the house. I should go now and get my food and supplies and everything I need before the snow comes.
Yeah. You know damned well, though, had that happen out here and it was yesterday and today for me, And the day before, it's like I would have to find time to go and do it. So it's a matter of when can I do it?
Oh, good point. Like if you get slammed. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't right now work around the weather schedule. I've got my own. So this is going to be fun. It happens. So there's bound to be people out. I'm guessing since there's so many power outages and stuff, it was a heavy, wet snow, that extra heft.
Yeah. Carry that weight to it.
Yeah.
Woof, man. I miss the snow for the fun and uniqueness of it all, but I wouldn't want to constantly be dealing with it at this age.
No, I agree. I've lived out here long enough.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I have zero problem with the snow until it turns to gross.
Oh yeah, right.
At the areas that cars have been driving past and just slush on top of it. It turns to this gray and then this black and just this dirty pile of smoggy, exhausty gooness. Like, that sucks. That sucks. We need to get rid of that.
That's a no-go.
But I'm not saying that it lasts like that for long, but that's the parts where I hate, where you're driving through the old and it's just everything's dead.
Oh yeah.
And there's not fresh snow, which keeps it at least interesting.
Yeah. Agreed. Oof. Yeah. But anyway, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas. Hope you're enjoying your white Christmas if it stayed white out there.
True.
I will miss that this year.
Yeah. We decided, I think today's topic is a patron topic, I think. Is that right? We're doing 21st, the Christmas movies, the top 10 Christmas movies of the 21st century. Who is the patron who is responsible for us choosing this particular topic, Matt?
It is a participant in a future Golden Ticket episode, Mr. David Mitchell Baker.
Oh, DMB. Nice.
And it is, Christmas movies of the 21st century.
Yeah. A British gentleman, if I'm not incorrect.
You are correct, sir.
You
are correct.
British. So we're counting them down. Every year we do a Christmas movies countdown, and it depends on what the topic is, what the subject is. And this one seemed like a good one because it was hyper specific to the 21st century. And there have been some good ones that dropped recently on Netflix and on Apple TV Plus and what have you. There was Jingle Jangle, apparently was a really good one. I haven't seen that one yet. I saw Happiest Season, and Klaus is on Netflix, and Noel is on Disney Plus. So there are a number of newer ones that have dropped over the last couple of years or 3 years that are fun to explore.
Bonkers number of basically lifetime formula across streaming platforms.
Oh yeah.
Where it's a Mad Libs. Swear to God, I've seen a California Christmas, and then I've seen a this Christmas for various different regions or types of groups, so to speak.
Yeah.
And then it's all these there's so many. It's like a generic cookie cutter factory. I had no idea it existed until this year.
Yeah.
Where if you want to, you can scroll through those, and there's 40 choices on Amazon Prime, 50 choices. And I don't believe I'm kidding. I'm pretty sure it's like 40, 50 choices.
Yeah. It's so, and Hallmark has so many of them, Matt, that they have an app on the Roku or whatever streaming device you have where you
can surprising.
Click on that app, sign up for the Hallmark Christmas thing, and you get access to all the movies. So you could have them on, on a loop all day if you wanted to.
Oh, man. And then what? After 30 days, you kill someone? I would imagine that kind of monotonous programming, anything, doesn't matter what it is. It's just 24 hours. All right, this is going to drive me crazy after a while.
Yeah. It's madness. Absolute madness.
But
I have
you're into the app.
If you're into it,
have fun with it.
I had an ex-girlfriend years ago. She was into all the Hallmark Christmas movies. So we would sit and watch them on Christmas, certain days before leading up to Christmas and on Christmas Day. Man, those movies I'm not saying they're terrible, right? But I'm just going to say, you've got to have a certain mentality to enjoy those movies, a certain point of view to enjoy those movies.
Sure.
And I've tried, even recently, I've tried to watch some of them, and you just get those scenes where you're just like, yeah, ooh, okay, no judgment. I have a friend who directed one last year.
Sure.
They got a lot of publicity, and shout out
Yeah.
to her. She's doing it. She's doing a New Year's Eve one that drops in January, which is great. Because if you can get in, make that money. Just not necessarily the thing for me personally.
Exactly, but it takes all kinds.
Yeah,
and you're appealing to all kinds now with everything streaming. That if you're good enough, you can find a group out there that are fans and love your work.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, so we're gonna count down the top 10 Christmas movies of the 21st century. Matt, do we want to tell them how the show works?
Once we set a topic, or DMB set a topic for us, we went our individual ways and created personal top 10 list. Show back up here. I do my bottom 3. He does his bottom 3. I do my next 2. He does his next 2. Then we trade one apiece. Once we have revealed our personal top 10 list, we create the shows between the two of us.
Boom.
I don't know that I've seen a lot of Christmas movies of the 21st century.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because I think because it's such a yearly thing,
right?
I have the movies that I tend to watch at Christmas. There's a lot of them, though.
Yeah, there are.
So if you want to crack that rotation, it's kind of difficult because I don't put on Christmas movies, every night.
Right.
This year's probably the least amount I've watched in a long time, and I've only seen like 2, 3.
Oh, wow. Okay. Right.
We both, I don't know, it doesn't feel like Christmas, but it does. Like we did more at the house, but it's not quite it doesn't feel the same this year. So maybe that's what it is, just general vibe of it.
Okay.
But yeah, over the past, you got to be good to crack the rotation. So I've seen some once or I don't know, but I was surprised when going through it. It was kind of a tough list for me, even though there's tons of choices.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So I'll just jump right in then instead of dilly-dallying.
Yeah.
10, I've got the Christmas Chronicles.
Oh, yeah. The Kurt Russell one.
The Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
It was fun. This is the problem with I haven't seen a lot. Because I remember it ends and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And the fact that they were doing a follow-up makes sense. It's a cheap little franchise for you potentially at Christmas. Mm-hmm. And now with everything as a streaming option, it's perfect. Yeah. I still haven't seen the second one yet because it came out this year and really haven't watched anything Christmas this time around.
Right.
Have you seen it?
No, I have not seen the second one. I saw the first one. I liked it. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
Certainly enjoyed Kurt Russell for what it was. And I mean, Kurt Russell as Santa Claus, that tells you the incredible staying power of certain actors in this business. That you can go from The Thing and Snake
Plissken.
Snake Plissken from Escape from New York all the way to freaking
Santa Claus.
Travolta is Santa Claus in that new Capital One commercial with Sam Jackson. And that's wow.
I know that one's so strange.
Right.
So I'm used to Sam Jackson being in commercials because he does so many fucking commercials, and that's fine. Dude, get paid. I don't care.
Of course. Yeah.
Do whatever you got to do. In no way do I think that impugns your artistic ability when you come out for these other things. So it's fine. Right. Make that money. But him and Travolta's Santa, but then there's references to Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. All throughout.
It's just a hodgepodge of ideas.
Yeah. It's we'll put him in a shirt that says something with cheese, and then we'll mention a milkshake, and then we'll have him do the dance. And it's oh, all right.
Sure.
They must be paying though, dude. I mean, they get some really interesting people to be on. Like fucking Taylor Swift was on one the other day, and I'm like, what?
For what?
It was a bank commercial. And the guy, it's that dude that always shows up in the skinny suit with the kind of a little bit of a beard, the white dude. It's Capital One. It's Capital One, but it's the white guy, not Sam Jackson. It's a white dude who comes in. Because they also have the Jennifer Garner one. That's a separate one. So they have 3 separate campaigns they're running all the time for Capital One. But this dude is the white guy.
Style.
Yeah, and he comes in and he's talking in the bank, and he goes, selecting Capital One is as easy as, and it's Taylor Swift walking into her closet, which of course is full of the same pullovers, and it's selecting a pullover, and she just kind of smiles in the camera and walks away. And I'm like, damn, you that's bucks to have Taylor Swift be a part. At this point, that's bucks to have Taylor Swift be a part of your commercial. So it's just shocking how the reach they have and obviously the deep pockets they have to get these people to come.
Or maybe it's a case of it's Capital One's, so perhaps their Visa. So Visa gave Taylor Swift a break on the percentage that they take for transactions type of is a back end, and then we'll throw you some millions on top. So it looks like you got paid the millions.
Yeah, like 0% for life, 0% APR for life.
Well, I'm saying like when her fans buy tickets,
Oh,
Visa takes
yeah.
less of a percentage. So before maybe they took 2.5%. Now they take 2.25.
Right.
And her assumption is that 0.25 over the course of the next 10, 15, 20 years, if I exclusively use Visa, it's going to pay for way more than this over here.
Right.
I don't know. That's an idea. I have
Smart
no idea why. I don't know why you would do the commercial. I haven't seen it, but
yeah. Feels
weird for her brand. Does she have like some sort of charitable foundation that ties in with Capital One or anything?
Not that I saw, man. But she just turned 31. So Matt, she's in that kind of.
She's turned 31.
Yeah, the other day. So she's kind of in that like 30s place. And I don't know what her albums, I don't know how. I mean, she just dropped one the other day, but I don't know how they're doing. I mean, they're being appreciated, but I don't know what the sales are. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know how you measure that anymore.
Yeah. And when she ends, I think for me, when you end up on a show like Greatest American Talent, whatever it is, like that's when you know your sales aren't that strong. So I think that is in the future for Taylor Swift at some point.
Oh, you think so?
Oh, yeah. I think at some point. I mean,
what was your version? You say America's Great Talent?
Yeah, America's Greatest Talent.
The Great Show, America's Great Show, it was.
Because, Christina's done it. Fucking Kelly Clarkson's done it. Katy Perry's done it. Pharrell has done it.
Sure.
So the Maroon 5 guy, Adams, whatever his name is, driver. Adam Savage. I don't know what his name is, but that guy. Can't remember his name. But like, there've been a lot of people.
Levine?
Huh?
Never mind. Is it Levine or Levine? Is it
Levine?
Adam?
Yeah, that's it. Adam Levine. And they've had all those people, and of course Blake, who's been a part of it, and Gwen Stefani. I mean, look, No Doubt wasn't selling records anymore, and Stefani, or they weren't making music, and Stefani wasn't really, making them. That's the thing. At the end of the day, J-Lo's been on there. Like,
it makes
when your sales aren't there. Yeah,
Taylor doesn't need it.
No, she doesn't. I imagine she doesn't. But then again, I don't know what she's bought, and some people just really want to keep themselves accustomed to a certain level of income, like Travolta doing that Capital One commercial. It's like nobody's going to see Travolta movies anymore. So you take that situation and you go, okay.
I mean, I would if presented with a good Travolta movie. I would
name the last one you've gone to.
I cannot, but I have to look at his TV and see what he's been up to these past 10 years.
I bet if Mel Gibson hadn't fucked it up, Mel Gibson could be in one of these commercials. Absolutely. If he hadn't gone, off the ledge a few times.
Well, I can say with all honesty, I don't know if he should make people's list for this one. I haven't watched Fat Man yet. So
we haven't. Matt, we were going to do a review.
I have. I saw it the other day. I did watch Tenet.
Ooh.
But it's
yeah.
I don't want to talk about it because it just came out.
It's great to look at. But
it's got there's some interesting stuff in there, but I don't know if that's one of his for me.
Watch with the subtitles. That's what I would recommend people to do if you want to understand what's happening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I was lost in that fucking thing.
I basically understood it, but
okay.
I don't know. It was all right. I did, I don't want to talk about it because it just came out. I feel bad at having said even that.
Yeah.
For anybody that wants to watch. Anyway, so that was my 10. My number 9.
Yeah, what's your 9?
My 9 is, oh my God. So did you see this commercial? Anyway, A Christmas Carol, the Zemeckis, Jim Carrey.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool.
Well, because it's the only of that style that he's done that I actually, they don't look dead-eyed. It doesn't look as
Polar Express.
Yeah. As strange to me between that and Beowulf.
Oh yeah, Beowulf. I forget about that.
And then I think he did didn't he do a fourth one in there somewhere?
Well, he did Polar, right? Isn't that part of
he did Polar. But they look dead.
Yeah, Polar, absolutely scary. Polar's scary more than it is exciting.
Yeah, I'm glad I wasn't a kid when that came out. If I that does not look like fun. Anyway.
Yeah, did Zemeckis do another one? That's a good question. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. I'll take a look.
So I always like A Christmas Carol. That's my favorite of the Christmas stories. Totally. And I'm happy. I will easily watch. There could be years where I end up watching overall Christmas Carol more than anything else because there's so many different versions that I like. So it works so well. So this is another one. If in the pantheon of all those movies, it's lower on that list.
Right.
But for this one in the past 20 years, I haven't seen as many. I was like, you know what? I did enjoy that. There were some interesting choices, how they represented various ghosts of, past, present, and future. So it brought new ideas and characters to life.
Yeah.
So I liked it for that. There you go.
Jim Carrey's an interesting cat. I mean, some of the stuff he does to push the boundaries of what he can do, and the projects he takes on. Because you look at this one, then you look at Grinch with the makeup and everything. Like he is willing to put himself out, and he's doing all those different accents in this movie, in Christmas Carol. And Gary, I think Gary Oldman plays Bob Cratchit. Right, and all that, and I mean, I liked it. I remember liking it.
Candle spirit. It's like the flame on top of the candle, and then he has to follow him around. That one's the past,
right?
But that was an interesting, version of that. Just to see it as this basically form of energy flying around,
and seeing those two older people like throwing lots for his clothes at the end when he's in like the Christmas future, and you're just like, man, that's a fucking dark ass scene, man. So it's just like, whoa, that's where you could end up when it's all over. So
the darkest is probably in Scrooged when he opens up and there's all those kids reaching out, which is they've had in other versions and variations, but that one was the most horror like element of it.
Yeah,
it's cartoons. Oh, okay. Well, good luck with that.
Also, when he gets sucked into the grave and everything, it's a nicely done film. That's for sure. I like it.
And they haven't seen a lot. I'm sure you've got other movies on your list, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Maybe I would still like this one better than that.
I know. I like it though. It's a good choice. All right. What's your 8?
8 is Claws.
That's a punt.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. My 10 is 4 Christmases.
Go for it.
I can't explain it. I really can't explain it. I don't know why I like it as much as I do. Maybe it's because I enjoy Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon. Like Vince Vaughn appeals to my left brain, and Reese appeals to my right brain. So watching them go through this fucking madness of having to go to 4 different Christmases, and I have a couple that's a friend of mine that I'm friends with. They had to do this one year, 4 different places for Christmas because their parents had divorced separate. So they had to go to mom's, the dads, the other moms, the other dads. And I was just like, that's fucking nuts. And they did it over 10 days. So 2 or 3 days here, 2 or 3 days here, 2 or 3 days here, 2 or 3 days. And I'm just, fuck that. I wouldn't have done it. It's just, to me, it's too much drama for everyone to feel happy to see you, but this film, I mean, Kristen Chenoweth is very funny. The scenes that Reese gets involved in, the storyline that's happening here, because they don't want to go there. They've lied that they have to work every Christmas. They get found out, I think it's a news report, that they get seen, that they're heading to Hawaii, and they get seen. And so now they have to go to all these Christmases, and they have to kind of see the parents. It's Robert Duvall and Tim McGraw and Jon Favreau play Vince's brothers, and they kick the shit out of him the whole time he's there. Okay. So it just all feels like funny stuff, funny situations. I enjoy the acting. I enjoy the film itself. And it's got a good message at the end when they realize, they should be together. Because they were like, I think they were considering divorcing or separating through this whole thing in the movie.
Okay.
And they're together at the end. But not to ruin it for anybody. But yeah, I like it.
It's a Christmas movie. I
mean, it's not going to be.
It's going to end only one way. So you're never really spoiling it.
That's true.
It's more so the journey by more often than not. Anyway, I have never seen it. So.
Oh, okay. All right, fair. Then my number 9, and I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this, but my number 9 is Last Christmas. I don't know if you saw it, but it's the Emilia Clarke one where she's an elf, and
I did not. That was good.
Yeah, I think it's good, but I'm alone, Matt. Matt, I'm completely alone. People like Christian Harloff hated it. A bunch of people hated it. But there are some people who liked it. And when I reviewed it positively, I got some nice comments from people going, I've been afraid to say I liked it because so many people hated it. I can't explain why I like it. I don't know if it's the Anglophile in me. I don't know if it's the fact that I really enjoy Emilia Clarke and she's charming as fuck in this movie. I don't know if, yes, I saw the twist coming a mile away, but I didn't care because I think Henry Golding is also super charming in the movie.
Okay.
The George Michael music works really well for me, that they're using his music throughout the movie. Paul Feig directed this one, who did like Bridesmaids and A Simple Favor and a bunch of other ones. And Emma Thompson co-wrote this one, and she's funny as her Polish or Slovenian. I can't remember what I think Slovenian mom. They're living in London, and so just combo of everything, and I just really loved it, and I can't explain it. I can't. Some people like really hated it, but for me it works. It's funny, it's charming, it's endearing. Michelle Yeoh is great as her boss, and you really sympathize with what she's going through there, and her work that she's doing as well, and where it all leads to the positive changes that she's trying to do in her life, and confronting the things that she's confronting, and also helping a homeless shelter out, helping all these things that she's doing throughout the movie. So for me, it just kind of worked 1,000%.
Great.
Yeah. What can I say?
I'm surprised because every movie of hers that I've seen,
I know,
hasn't been good. So I just assumed this was another one where, God bless her, I think she's great.
Yeah.
I've still seen, I don't know, 3 of her movies out of 5 where she's the lead type of thing, maybe 4 out of 6 or something.
Yeah.
I like her. I've given her a shot. Just I didn't see that one. I don't know. It every year it's just like, okay, do I want to watch that, or do I want to watch A Christmas Carol or Grinch or Scrooge, because it's Christmas and those are my Christmas movies.
Yeah, totally, man.
So you got to crack that rotation. That's tough.
That's a fair point. Then my number 8 is Bad Santa.
Okay, technically a slight pump, but it's my number 7.
That's fine. All right. Oh yeah. Do you want to talk about it? Should we talk about it? Okay. Yeah. So I mean, this one by Terry Zwigoff with Billy Bob and Bernie Mac. I think. And I forget the actor's name who plays his elf. That guy, I've seen him in a million things.
Yeah, he had a run for like 4 years.
Yeah.
5 years where he was in tons of different TV shows and movies.
Yep.
But
this one, and what's her, Lauren Graham? Is that her name? The actress from?
Oh, is that the girl that's in it?
Yeah,
that sounds right.
Gilmore Girls. I think it's from Gilmore Girls. Anyway, yeah, I like this. I don't love it as much as other people love it.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, right. My humor doesn't tend to go towards the angry humor of the world necessarily. I mean, I like Lauren Graham. It is Lauren Graham. Cool. I like an angry comic. Don't get me wrong. If they're really funny, but I don't necessarily go towards this kind of humor necessarily. And so, as much as I did enjoy it, and I thought the story with the overweight kid and everything he's trying to do to help the kid worked, and with the mom and everything, it worked. I don't love it as much as I would like to love it, but I still enjoyed the movie very much.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
I did never see it until it started playing on Comedy Central on repeat. And it was on nonstop for a while, like even off season.
Yeah.
So I saw it the whole way through there, and I was like, oh, okay, I get it. Like I've seen it enough times where in the past 20 years, it's made my list and I've watched it enough. And if it came up now, I would totally watch it again.
Yeah.
He's an unlikable character, and sometimes those are fun to watch.
Yeah.
I don't know. It works and it doesn't for me. I think that's how I feel about the movie as a whole overall.
Yeah.
There's stuff about it that I really like and stuff I'm like, meh.
Yeah. There's enough stuff to enjoy in the movie.
Yeah.
To keep you coming back and watch it over again.
Exactly. The old, what do they bring to the table versus take away? And it's like, this to me is like a 65 bringing, maybe pulling back a little 35-ish or
yeah.
70. I'm not saying it's a CD movie. I'm saying it's like, that's still good.
Yeah.
But run by movie standards.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was nice to see Billy Bob use of his eccentricities that we know of him, so to speak, and dial that into a character. Not saying that he's an asshole in real life, but he can really, really play that well and with nuance.
Yeah. 1,000% agree with you.
Yeah. Go watch him in Fargo. It's like, there's another variation of an asshole. Friday Night Lights. That's a different version. It's not, it's impressive to watch. Yeah. I like Billy Bob.
Yeah. Me too.
Seems like an interesting guy.
Yeah, for sure. What's your 6? Then if we just did my 8, which is your 7.
6 is Arthur Christmas. Did you ever see that?
Oh, that's my 6. I love Arthur. Dude.
Yeah, it's just, it's a more British animation take.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. I think if it was American, it would have had a little bit more larger action sequences, because if you have this paramilitary force, it's going to get into some sort of, not scrape, but something almost happens. There's a explosion over here or some jazz like that. So it was intriguing to see that from the British, more reserved, stiff upper lip do that type of movie. I liked it. Great voice casting. McAvoy.
Yeah.
What is it? Broadbent.
Yeah.
Shit. There's like two other.
Hugh Laurie.
Hugh Laurie. Yes. Hugh Laurie.
Steve. Yeah. Yeah. Dude, I rewatched it for this.
Oh yeah.
Episode. Yeah. Cause I hadn't seen it in a few years. And I was like, okay, let me see if I love it as much as I remember loving it. And I just was fucking in love with the movie, man. Transfixed, enjoyed it. Really liked it. I mean, it's at 6, but it's at 6 in a top 10 for me. So it's like, it's not bad. That's not a negative. So, but I enjoyed the ingenuity of it. I mean, that whole opening scene with the elves, I mean, that's just great. That puts a smile on your face. And then this familial stuff that happens with these multiple generations of clauses going back and forth about it. Like, I thought that was an innovative way in. And as you said earlier, Matt, like, we rarely see British Christmas films necessarily. No, Last Christmas is
animated
British, or animated, right? Exactly. Even more so, British animated Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that's fucking niche.
Yeah, but I think it's pretty inventive, and I love the animation. It's stylized in a certain way. It's clean. It's crisp. The S1 looks awesome. The elves and their outfits look great. And the design of the characters, like Arthur being this kind of bumbly, nice dude who answers the letters.
He's a nice guy. Younger kid.
Yeah.
Compared to like these just walking macho men and their older
right. Yeah. And then you get Grandpa's Claus, and you got the Dad Claus, and all of that they get involved in, the sled and everything like that, and just very interesting characters. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and the other dude was what, Big Brother?
Yeah.
Claus.
Right.
All this the masculine type of toxic atmosphere.
Right.
But not really. But at the same time, like, he hasn't grown into that. He's still, young and finding his way.
But and when it settles, you're like, yeah, the way it ended makes sense because of the adventure they go on. They kind of all had to kind of stake their claim, and then they had to realize who should really take the mantle of Santa Claus next. And when it ends, you're just like, yeah, this is the way it ended was really smart, and you just enjoyed it for that too.
Yeah, maybe if I went back and rewatched it, I haven't seen it in a few years. So maybe it would climb higher a little bit on my list. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
But that was my 6. What do you got?
All right, so then that's my 6, but my 7 is another Jim Carrey one, The Grinch That Stole Christmas. Is that what it's called?
Okay. Could be.
Yeah. I like this one, man. I really do. Okay. I know the Cumberbatch one came out as well, but I like this one a lot. And I think because I enjoy Jim Carrey as a performer, and I think he really kills it here. And in hearing about all the stuff he went through, I like Ron Howard as a director. I thought he does a good job with this. Jeffrey Tambor, Christine Baranski.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What's this? Peter Scolari's in this. Like, so many people are in this. And of course, the Cindy Lou Who, which I think Cindy Momsen, I think her name is. She became like a singer or whatever. Or Taylor.
I know you're doing. It's something like that.
Right.
Taylor Momsen sounds about right. And dark eyeshadow.
Yeah, all that.
Like fishnet tops type of pushing the boundaries of really, I was, a teenage actress type of, I'm a rebel, but
I'm a rebel now. Yeah.
She seems to be really trying to live it. Like when Mickey Rourke started boxing, it's like, I'm a boxer now. I'm like, I think he believes that. Like, I genuinely do. Whether or not he's any good, I have no idea, but
seems to care about what
he does. He seems dialed in and focused. I believe that he believes that.
Yeah.
So,
right.
What does it matter? I guess at that point.
Oh man, but I like I like the film. I enjoy watching it. It is one of my Christmas staples. I think Carrey does a really good job with the Grinch, and the voiceover works for me as well. And what he gets involved in, and the hilarity, plus the way he uses that gut. The way he uses that gut just becomes like a second type of character in the movie, even though it's attached to his body. He does such great physical work with it. But for me, top to bottom, it's the fun film to watch and enjoy.
I don't know. Because none of them come anywhere close to the original for me.
Oh yeah, the Boris Karloff
I
one.
don't like any of them. No. The animated Grinch.
Yeah, isn't that Boris Karloff?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I was thinking. Anyway, yes,
Yeah,
you are correct.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'll take 1 million Christmas carols. I'll take one Grinch.
Fair.
It's the only one I'm watching. I watched the Jim Carrey to watch it. I know everything that you're talking about, but the whole time I was just like, nope. Of the two of us, I would say if you're a 98% Jim Carrey fan, I'm a 99%.
Fair.
I'm not taking anything away from you, but of the two of us, I think I am a little bit more fervent about JC.
Yeah.
Given my Ace Ventura love and a few other things that you're not on board with, although you do like Cable Guy. So
I like him. I like Ace Ventura. I don't. Dumb and Dumber is the one that does. Look, I don't like Ace Ventura 2. There's the difference.
Yeah, I think Ace Ventura 2 might be my favorite of the two.
That's insane. I don't understand.
I know what you mean, but Ace Ventura 2 feels more like it's mine.
That's true. That is yours. That is yours.
It is, because everybody else, and I love the first one, but the second one feels like it's my, like the indie band that you like before everybody, that type of feeling. Like, oh, dude, I've loved you for a long time. yeah, this isn't some bullshit. So it's always felt, that's why it's got a better place in my heart. Dumb and Dumber is one of the funniest movies to me still.
Yeah, I know. People love those.
Fucking, quote it all the time. It's the best.
I'll see.
Gulps, huh? Well, see you later. I say that. That's part of my life. It's been since I saw it.
Did you like Bruce Almighty? I like Bruce Almighty. Yep. The Mask.
I'm not as high on The Mask as others are.
There might be some discussion. There might be a debate here. There might be some debates about who's the bigger
look
fan.
I like Majestic. I like Philip Morris.
I haven't seen that one, so I can't put that one in my list. I like Me, Myself, and Irene.
Yeah. We can do this all day. That isn't the show.
I like this battle. I did like A Series of Unfortunate Events. I didn't like that.
Thought he was excellent.
But I liked Fun with Dick and Jane. I like Yes Man.
Sure.
I did not like Popper's Penguins. That might be all you.
Oh, I didn't see that shit.
Yeah.
He made that for his kids. He did, flat out.
All right, fair. I love Sonic, though. Did you watch Sonic, right? He was great in Sonic the Hedgehog. He was good.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, dude, he's so good in that.
I tried to watch Detective
90s
Pikachu.
Jim Carrey.
I tried to watch Detective Pikachu, but I couldn't get into it.
Yeah, it's not for me.
There's so many inside baseball references to Pokemon that I don't know. Yeah. So it's just like, oh, how cool is it that character was in the background and it looked so real, but I don't know what that character is. I don't know the backstory on any of it. I get 10 minutes in. I was like, it's nothing against it. It's just, you're making all these references that I'm never going to get.
I think that's why Sonic worked, because they limited those references. I think they understood that a lot of people were going to come see it for Jim Carrey and maybe not necessarily played the game. So, but it's 90s Jim Carrey in that movie. He is excellent. It's like watching Eddie and Dolomite. You're like, oh, that's why I love you.
Yeah.
Do perfect. That more. Yeah. All right. Where are we at? You're 5 now?
So my 5 is Joyo Noel.
Ooh, I haven't seen that one. What is that one? Talk to me.
That's based around the true story during World War I and trench warfare.
Oh,
they called a truce.
Okay.
For Christmas, because they heard one side singing and the other side kind of started singing, and slowly they crossed into no man's land. They played soccer.
Yes.
And then their higher ups got fucking pissed off at them. That's what the movie is based about. It's all these different storylines and characters and how they interact, because you have to show both sides.
Right.
And then like on the German side, there's some singer that comes in type of thing, but it really works. So it's just interesting that's such an interesting story from that very specific war where they broke down at one point and just celebrated their humanity together.
Yeah. And
then were forced by their superiors, less than 12 hours later to have to go back to firing at each other.
Yeah.
And you got, I think, Daniel Bruhl.
Yeah.
Like a young him. I'd have to pull up the cast list.
Looks like Diane Kruger's in this one too.
Okay.
One from Inglourious Bastards. and National Treasure. The one I remember is In a Midnight Clear or On a Midnight Clear with Ethan Hawke. Same thing, World War II. It's during Christmas. These Germans and Americans have a ceasefire, and they end up communicating with each other because they're on the ceasefire. And then I think they have to then end up fighting each other after the ceasefire is over, and it's like the tragedy of that.
Yeah. So I mean, it's already going to get me just from the historical. It's a story I've always known about World War One when I didn't know that much, when I was younger. But I had heard that one, and it was so interesting to me.
Yeah.
Plus, I played soccer when I heard it, so I was like, oh, they're playing that too. Oh. It's something to attach to. That's why the story stuck.
Okay.
I heard it when I was young. Like, oh, they broke down fighting and they played soccer and they celebrated Christmas, and like, oh, that's super interesting. So to see the movie of that, where to strip away and why are we fighting one another? Why are strangers killing each other out in here? Like, we have just as much in common as we have not.
Right.
Does that seem enough worth kind of killing over and having that discussion? But putting a face to it as opposed to the undefined, whatever it is to you in the ether that you have to conjure up in your head,
right,
to motivate you to do this.
So Joao Noel is in
nice pronunciation.
Is in. Oh, I hope I got that right.
Yeah, World War One. It's trench warfare, so they shut down because they're just positioned right there, and there's no man's land and all the bodies. Well, I'm saying no man's land in general, or the dead horses, or whatever. It's like 1917 when they're running through. It could just be mud and shit, or blown up bunkers, or it could be bodies type of. So they just went out in between that. We're like, hey man, how about not today? It's Christmas. It's fucking Christmas. I could take. Let's take Christmas off. Let's be human for one fucking day.
Yeah. How funny, man. I didn't know this one existed. I should definitely watch this one because I liked the 90s one that said World War II.
I forgot about that one. You bringing it up, I saw that. I liked it. I don't think I'll ever go back to watch it again.
Yeah. Apparently they made a opera based on this film called Silent Night. So how interesting. 2011. Yeah, wow, fascinating. Okay, I will put that on my list because I've never seen it. And you and I both like it.
It's interesting. Look, stuff. If it was in top 10 Christmas movies of all time, well, it's not like any of the others, but because of its uniqueness, I put it on this one. It fit. I've seen it in the past 20 years.
Absolutely.
Okay. So that was my 5. What do you got?
Love Actually, which I'm sure you probably don't have.
That's your 5?
That's my 5. Yeah.
That's my 4.
Oh, wow. All right.
It's cracked the rotation.
That's incredible. It's cracked the rotation.
Well, it's
life.
The wife loves it. And I really enjoy specific storylines in it. Others, I'm like, I don't connect as much. I love Hugh Grant, but the Prime Minister storyline, like, I don't know. That one doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
But the Colin Firth, which shouldn't work, somehow does.
I know, right? It really does. It's his charm and the
most ridiculous part of him.
Yeah, it really is. It's like, come on, you guys didn't say 2 words to each other. You fell in love like that.
Yeah,
but like, it's.
But I buy it.
Yeah, I buy it too. I like it too, and I like it may be difficult to watch, and I know a lot of people criticize. And I get it. Look, people might be listening right now, like, oh, that movie is so sexist, or it's kind of misogynistic because it's all the dudes making things happen, like Andrew Lincoln wanting to persuade Keira Knightley to expressing his love to her, even though she just married his best friend. Emma Thompson gets cheated on, yet she doesn't leave him. That dude goes to America to have sex with American women and comes back
part's
with
terrible.
The hottest girls. Yeah.
That part is terrible.
But in between, there's the sweet story with the kid trying to kind of get a kiss from Samantha Mumba. I think that's the actress's name. And I like the Prime Minister storyline mostly because I like Martine McCutcheon. But then there's that scene where his assistant calls her.
Yeah, I don't care.
fat or something, or heavy or something. It was just terrible.
Or she agrees with her being called chubby or something.
Yeah, something weird like that.
She maybe doesn't outright, but she's just kind of like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's got. I like the Bill Nye.
Oh yeah, that's great. I like that one too. Yeah,
it's perfect.
Yeah, with his friend and
ultimately, like, you are my family. She's like, yes, that's the perfect arc for this movie. The friend trying to steal Keira Knightley from Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Andrew Lincoln. That's Andrew Lincoln.
Yeah, from Walking Dead. I don't think it detracts necessarily, but I don't think it adds.
Right.
And I hate the part where they all stand up and play music. It's kind of fun, but then they're all really bad at like miming the instrument that they're supposed to be playing, so it's farcical. I thought it was supposed to be very real.
That's fair.
So, are they playing it over speaker? And they all know that? I don't know. Are they playing that shit? The dude is singing it.
True.
But about the rest of this, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it cracked the rotation. So if she wants to throw it on, it's like, I'll watch Love Actually.
I love it. And I think the opening and the ending are really sweet. Look, you can love a movie even though it has flaws. We're allowed to fucking do that. And people, I'm sure there are plenty who are listening who probably, if I went through their movie collection, I could find some flaws in their movie collection. I don't mean subjectively. I mean like some issues with the movies that you own. So it's like people come after Love Actually so hard. I'm like, let me see your list of movies that you own. And let's see if any of those have some problematic issues. It's subjective, so you can point out the flaws in a movie and still love it. I like the message of the movie at the end, which is about love and about connection and about, just those scenes of those people coming off the plane. Those are authentic scenes, I think, of people coming off planes and hugging their family members. It's beautiful. It's the idea of connection, how important it is to connect.
Yeah.
With, and they did a kind of a mini sequel, I think, as well. That was really sweet. So.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was like 2 years ago, I think.
What makes it, I think, land into good, though, is the Alan Rickman and Emma Thompson storyline and the Laura Linney.
Yes. Oh, Laura
from
Linney,
Westwood.
right.
Where it just, I'm sorry, my father comes first type of, like, this is a Christmas movie. But that is some people's Christmas. You're dealing with over the holidays. Like, the layers that it has at times are excellent.
Yeah.
But because it's a Christmas movie, it's going to end up lighthearted more overall. So you can't focus on as much. But God bless the British. They're willing to get uncomfortable sometimes.
Yeah. Well, and one of the best scenes I've ever seen, emotional acting scenes I've ever seen, is Emma Thompson when she realizes that necklace was for the girl he's cheating on her with. And she just got a double CD of like Joni Mitchell shit. And she's sitting in that room, like fucking going through all the levels of this situation. And then the kids come around the corner and she's immediately like, hey, yes, let's do this. As a mom must be sometimes. And she plays it so well, dude. She's incredible in that movie.
I'll say this is why I like it. Liam Neeson ending up with Claudia Schiffer at the end. It actually makes sense. It's
all he endured. He gets Claudia.
Yeah, it's not even gets. Just like, what, the light at the end of the tunnel was this potentially amazing person, and you made a connection, and God bless you for it. Like, it's such a it's a little wink of maybe they do end up, seeing one another. It's like, good for you.
Right.
He went through the ringer.
It's almost like the end of Ocean's 13 when David Paymer hits the lottery at the end in the slots, and he's like, you went through all this shit just to get the lottery, so more power to you. All right, and so that's your 4.
Yep.
So then my 4 is Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
That's my number 3.
Oh, interesting. All right, you take this one, man. I started Love Actually. You go ahead.
Well, it was kind of A, Shane Black establishing himself, B, the slow resurgence of Downey Jr.
Yep.
This movie didn't do exceptional at the box office, but it had such good word of mouth afterwards. It's like, he's still crushing it. Yeah. I don't like these movies. And it was nice to see Val Kilmer in something again, as both, children of the 80s, you and I are.
Yes.
We'll always have a soft spot for Val Kilmer. So it's kind of the perfect marriage. It's an LA Christmas story, so you can still have the nice weather. You don't have to do all the snow. So from that different perspective, it's a nice little private investigator bullshit. Downey Jr.'s opening acting scene is next to none. In a movie that should be like, it's the Nice Guys type of level.
Yeah.
And that scene would feel disjointed in any other, and he pulls it off so beautifully. If somebody came in and auditioned that well, I've sat in on enough auditions, you would be blown away. You're like, dude, this guy is living it.
He's so fully committed, man.
Yes. This is Olivier. Eat your fucking heart out. This is amazing.
I love the way he keeps like kind of casually looking at the script, but he's like totally not gonna read what's on the list.
And then he ends up at the party out over the Hollywood Hills and just kind of like utter bullshit. Yeah. I'm utter bullshit. Downey was just building a resume of that where great in another movie.
Yeah. And you realize that's the thing with Downey Jr. So it's fascinating when you look at his career, man. Iron Man, yes, that's great stuff for the MCU. He hasn't done that well recently outside of the MCU with the reception people have to his movies. But throughout his time as an actor and when he got in, of course, just before he got into all the addiction stuff, and then when he climbed out of it, like he was known for some really great performances as a side character or ensemble character, like Soap Dish. He's hilarious in Soap Dish. Less Than Zero. He's really great in Less Than Zero. All these other films that he was involved in. He was even a great dick in Weird Science. And then you get to like the addiction stuff and climbing out. You're right. This is one of those films that like people started slowly taking a chance on him again. And he was great in this, and then moving on from what he did there into the MCU eventually. It's just great to see him do the work that he does. And that, you're right, man. I mean, that scene, and then like later on when he's got those moments with Michelle Monaghan, he is constantly like off center the whole film, and is brilliant.
But he's using different gears.
Yeah.
Like over and over and over again. I love it. You brought up his movies haven't done well outside of Iron Man, like as of late, but he's almost like a statesman of the movie industry.
Yes, he is. Agreed. Yeah, because Sherlock Holmes are great. Like I know people could throw those out there, but that's another franchise. It's the separate ones like The Judge or The Soloist, where he doesn't necessarily.
He's known in Hollywood as the guy that helped, as much as Spielberg unlocked Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Downey Jr. is one of the people that helped unlock franchise. And you're like, well, franchise is pretty sweet. Let's get into the franchise business.
Yeah.
Which is where everything's going. In essence, it's just a big glorified subscription service.
Yeah, pretty much.
It is. To go to the movies, now I'm paying more for the subscription to the storyline, and that's all it is.
Yeah.
Because I don't buy the toys or any of the tchotchke stuff, because that's how I stick it to Disney.
There you go, man.
Yep. Stand up to corporate greed. Anyway, let's go to Disneyland. So
let's put the ears on.
Stick it to them. I'm not buying those ears though. I'll still go.
Shove it up your ass with those ears. All right. There's some great lines in this movie too, man. I mean, the whole the writing in this movie is stellar. The back and forth between him and Kilmer, oh my god, just carries the whole movie. It really does. Like that shit about glove. What kind of glove? Fawn. Get fawn. Fawn glove. Fawn gloves. All of the back and forth.
Sure.
Just brilliant. All right. Anyway,
that was my 3.
That's my 4. So, are we up to my 3 now? I guess. Is a punt from earlier, Klaus.
Wow, to 3,
dude. I love it. I absolutely fucking love this movie, man. I saw it last year and then saw it again about a week and a half ago on Netflix, and it has a magic for me that I cannot explain, man. It just there's something about the voiceover work, there's something about their connection throughout, and there's something about are you okay?
Yeah, I was gonna go grab. I was trying to without like, hey.
Go. Yeah, and it just works for me on so many levels because of the interaction with the voiceover work, and then the animation is what really sells it to me. The animation style is so unique, so interesting, so different, and works so well for the story they're trying to tell. And at the beginning, you're like, oh, what is this? A postman? There's like drill sergeants for postmen. And then when you find out what he symbolizes, that he's this lazy rich kid, and he's been sent out to this post by his dad. He's got to really kind of like show what he can do. And he does. He eventually figures out he's got to work even harder to make it work and bring these two families together. Just the overall, and then like the different pacing throughout, like the atmosphere around the town versus the atmosphere when he's with Klaus, the difference in the balance, and then how this all comes about and how the kids like fall in love with the legend and add to the legend because of these weird hijinks that ensues.
Mhm.
And the way it's shot, the cinematography, the look of the shots throughout
Yeah.
just wins me over from top to bottom. And the stuff with him and Rashida Jones's character,
Yeah.
I buy all that.
The school teacher.
Yeah, the school teacher. Yeah, I buy all of that from beginning to end. And it just kind of works for me on so many levels. So it's one that has become one of my Christmas favorites now, this late in life.
Okay, so you brought up the cinematography, the color palette, shot selection, stage, all of that.
Yeah.
Second to none.
Yeah.
Second to none. And I love the little girl that kept slowly staring, breaking the fourth wall with the carrot, and putting it in just over and over and over, and like all the small little characters. I didn't have as much emotional connection to, because to me it felt like Emperor's New Christmas instead of Groove.
Oh, okay. All right.
It felt like Jason Schwartzman was doing David Spade doing The Postman. And I was like, I can't not see that or listen to it.
Yeah.
So the end, him growing up and going on and later on then getting to see Santa type of, I liked it. I wish it had that same, but I was so disconnected and like, man, this just feels like a couscous Christmas or couscous or whatever his name is.
Couscous, yeah.
Couscous, yeah. Couscous Christmas.
Okay.
But I mean, great storyline with Santa, and he used to build this because him and his wife were gonna have kids, and then she passed away, and he had made all these toys for his unborn children. You're like, oh man, that's the depth of it. I wish it had, but the cinematography is beautiful. It's cartoonish and yet still feels real.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of a Looney Tunes vibe to it. But still enough, at least for me, still enough depth and emotional connection for it to affect me and move me in so many ways, dude. I mean, Lindley came over and she was like, "What's wrong?" I was like, the movie. It just was something that for me, it moves me for whatever reason, and I kind of connect to those strong silent. I mean that, and then I'm not going to ruin anything because some people might not have seen it, but that ending when it comes and you see what happens to Klaus, that's where I lost it. That's where I lose it every time in that movie.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't connected the same way you were.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. So you see it. It's on Netflix, people. If you haven't seen it, it is a Netflix produced film, so it will stay on Netflix. It's not going anywhere. So watch it. All right, we're back to level. What's your number 2?
My deuce is The Man Who Invented Christmas.
Oh, the
Christmas
Andrew Stevens one. I haven't seen this one.
No, the Dan, isn't it Dan Stevens?
Yeah, Dan Stevens. Sorry, Dan Stevens.
Andrew Stevens. Yeah, with Christopher Plummer and son of a gun.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm blanking on his name. He's the governor in Pirates of the Caribbean. You know what I mean? The head bureaucrat of the overall official. The older, he played the Pope in the Two Popes. That wasn't Anthony Hopkins.
Oh, Jonathan
Price.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So all I needed was the start. And I was like, I fucking know this guy. He was on Game of Thrones. He's been in a million things. Who doesn't love Jonathan Price?
Right, exactly.
He plays his dad. So Christmas Carol, like I said before, is my favorite of all and I'll watch any iteration of this. And this was the making of, but the characters from the story he plucks from the world around him. Sometimes it's a name, sometimes it's the likeness of this individual becomes, and he interacts with them as he's writing the story. And I felt I read the reviews afterwards. I was actually dialed in emotionally to this movie, and everybody else was like, oh, somewhat liked it, or these scenes were, fun, but overall didn't have the same magic and whatnot.
Yeah.
Perhaps I'm just such a big Christmas Carol fan that the idea of, from the writer's perspective of living with Scrooge, and I don't know, it seemed like a believable way that he self-financed it, which I didn't know.
Yeah.
And put it out because he had 3 flops before, and just this, he's struggling to get through, and he borrowed against a loan he already had to extend himself further, and then he manages to complete it, get it all done, and becomes an all-time classic. And it's got such a good build, and it mirrors. So it's a variation. It's kind of like Marvel, the What If.
Yeah.
They're doing that to Christmas Carol, and they're just flipping different perspective, and it's the same story on some level.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't seen it. I thought it was one of those throwaway Christmas movies. So
I can see where you think that.
Yeah, just from the trailer or whatever. But I mean, hearing you talk about it, this may be one that I add to maybe watch over the next few
It's good
days.
stuff.
Yeah, if you liked it, your opinion always carries weight with me, man. So like, if you liked it, I think I'll give it a chance, because I thought it was just gonna be like a, like one of those Lifetime movies, or one of those like kind of like, and so he created Christmas. But if it's got a little more to it, then I'll be excited, because I like Dan Stevens, certainly like Christopher Plummer. So I maybe this is going to be and it's a British film, so maybe this will be a fun one to kind of watch with Lily, because she likes, she's into the British stuff. So that could be an interesting one to watch.
Yeah, I mean, it's a period piece.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's probably from a period that she enjoys. What is it? So it's 1840s or 50s, I want to say. So what is that, Edwardian?
Sure.
Or is that Victorian?
Let's see. Victorian era.
I can't. It said
from 1837 until Victoria's death in 1901.
Yeah, she had a long one. Okay, then it's Victorian England.
Okay. Christmas. That's from 2017. Okay.
Dan Stevens can be hit and miss for me. I like him a lot in this.
Right. Yeah, 1843. So yeah, Victorian. All right. Cool.
You get a little bit of that, but it's more so about kind of interacting with the creation of Scrooge and how he potentially could have come up with the inspiration for it. And
wow.
Yeah. Overall, I think it's the perfect kind of Christmas movie, because the stakes are, exactly where this thing's going to land. But at the same time, maybe not fully for all the characters.
Okay.
I like the twist with twist's a strong word, but I like what they do with Scrooge at the end, because it's a Christmas Carol story, so you do something with Scrooge at the end.
Right. That makes sense. Because you've got such a strong connection to the Scrooge story, the Christmas Carol, which we were talking about here throughout the show.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know he was playing Dickens. All right, I will watch this thing. This sounds like, now it sounds very interesting to me. All right. I thought it was some story about a guy who wrote a novel about Christmas. I didn't know it was Dickens. So right.
It's all the Christmas sentiment, but there aren't wreaths and shit up, because I guess at that point Christmas wasn't celebrated, and this was one of the cultural works that helped kind of solidify how we do Christmas to this day.
Interesting.
Okay. So the Christmas trees were just becoming the fashion of the time, and whatever, reading into it afterwards, I guess a lot of people, because they were shifting, it was the end of the Industrial Revolution, that the farm life was behind them, and Christmas was a farm kind of festival, and whether or not it would survive in the city. And this helped go, it's Christmas everywhere, guys. I did not know that going into it. So, but
being picky, it's everywhere.
They're not trying to make some like this is how historically significant. It's more so just following along as he tries to write this book.
Yeah. All right. I'm down, man. I'm down. I like this idea. Okay. So then my number 2 is The Night Before.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you seen this one yet?
Which one is that?
The one with Seth Rogen, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and Anthony Mackie.
I've seen 15, 20 minutes of it, so I couldn't honestly put it on.
It just wasn't for you.
No, I think it was on.
Yeah.
So I started watching it, and then I got sucked away to go do something else.
Oh, okay.
And I never watched it again.
Fair enough. Yeah, I love this one. This is yet another one that's become a Christmas staple for me now recently. It's one I watch whenever it's Christmas time. Seth Rogen is hilarious throughout this movie. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. The Joseph Gordon-Levitt stuff is really interesting, because it's exploring this idea of his fantastical relationship that he thought he had with Lizzie Kaplan, who plays his ex-girlfriend. It's like, well, what is this that you have to negotiate to figure out if you guys even have a chance to come back together again. He thinks doing grandiose statements is the way, and it kind of blows up in his face.
Okay.
And then Anthony Mackie is dealing with the fact that he's a professional athlete who's using steroids to stay in the game. And so these three guys are friends who grew up with each other, I think in New York, and then they've all come together for this Christmas, and they haven't seen each other in a bit. And so it's like the old patterns are there, but then each of them tries to kind of like big time the other two at separate times because they're living their lives. You know, Joseph Gordon-Levitt doing his thing as a single man. Seth Rogen is a guy who's about to get married, and then Anthony Mackie is a professional athlete in the NFL. So it's like this idea of like, well, and then they go on this journey throughout the night, trying to relive what they used to do on Christmas night together with all the drugs and the drinking and all that kind of celebrate. And Michael Shannon is in this thing, who as the drug dealer, which is hilarious.
Okay.
And then throughout, like what they experience throughout the films, just I think there's some, and Mindy Kaling's in it too. There's some great funny moments throughout the movie, and it has a really good message at the end too that isn't a cop out, which I really liked. It didn't cop out, and I thought it would, so it kind of won points with me there.
Okay. All right. Maybe I'll give that one a chance again. I like all the people that you mentioned.
Yeah.
It's like it's a cast full of people I should have enjoyed. I don't know. When I saw it on this, and I was like, oh yeah, I've seen 15 minutes of that. There was a couple of those that happened.
Yeah.
Because Christmas, that's when this channel has, or now going forward, this app has these streaming options type of. So if it's in the rotation over there, there's a chance that you would see it. But now you got to seek it out. So who the fuck knows?
Good point.
Yeah.
All right. So then what's your number one, man? Or is it our number one? I would hope.
I assume Elf.
Yeah, Elf. Yeah, of course. It has to be number one.
Yeah, that's a classic. It's just that's a classic. That will translate. Like maybe a few generations down the line, nobody watches it anymore. But I think the next generation will watch it. Yep. Good shot at the generation after that. There'll just be so many others in between. We'll see over the test of time, because certain other, I don't know. Miracle on 34th Street doesn't make my all-time list now.
I kind of have the same situation.
Exactly. So that's going to happen to a different generation. Is Elf going to continue? I don't know. Maybe.
I think it's one of those ones that will. I think
it's got a shot.
It's like I think it's a wonderful. I think it's kind of not a. It's not It's a Wonderful Life, because that's a classic, but I think this one will endure for many years.
Yeah, but Elf can very well be a classic, because Christmas has a different standard by which you would say classic.
Yeah, agreed.
Because to me, Grinch, which was on TV first, is a classic.
Right.
That is part of my Christmas experience. Does that translate? No idea.
Or the Charlie Brown Christmas. That's a classic.
Yeah, that one to me is I recognize its classic status, but I don't watch it every year.
Right. Okay.
I always wanted to like Charlie Brown more than I did. Because there were the specials on TV, and because it was a strip in the newspaper, and I don't know. Right. For some reason, I wanted to like it more, and I never really did. I never had much connection to the characters. I love Snoopy. Okay. That's about it.
Snoopy's great. That's for sure.
Snoopy is great. I read the compendium books of like all the comic strips that you get them at my library, and I tried, man. I really did. I was like, I want to like this, but I loved all the Snoopy storylines and everything else. I was just like, meh.
Well, I think everyone's got that, right? And everyone's got like something that everybody seems to like, but you just don't get it. You just don't. Not that you don't get it, like you can't comprehend it. It's more like, I don't get why you like it so much. It just doesn't work for me. We all got that. I mean, I tweeted about that the other day with It's Always Sunny. I don't get why people love that show so much, but
yeah, I think
more
that's
power to you.
Pretty brilliant.
Yeah. See, some people absolutely love it.
Yeah. But at the same time, I haven't watched like the last 3 or 4 seasons.
Oh, okay. All right.
And they announced they're going for another, like they'll be the longest running live action show at that point.
Yeah, 4, dude. 4. That's crazy.
Yeah, maybe I'll check back in whenever they're like, I think we're ready to wrap it up, and be like, I will potentially finish out. I watched a lot of theirs. There's some really excellent comedy in there, like next level excellent comedy in there.
All right, fair enough.
But if you don't like the characters, they're just assholes.
That's the thing. At the end,
it's gonna grate on you.
Yeah, because I watched a few episodes. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about these people. Like, I just don't give a fuck about
them. You got to start with them and see them grow. Yeah, there's some interesting transformations for a lot of those characters. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Elf, all-time classic.
What can you say? Great film. Will Ferrell, one of the best films ever done. James Caan, Jon Favreau, so many fun people involved in this one. Zoe Deschanel before she blew up as in New Girl and became a brunette. But so many great things, and we covered it on the Cinephile. Oh shit! Yeah, we covered it on the Cinephiles. I'm not giving anything away because we just did it, but it's good stuff. So good stuff, and it still holds up, dude. It still makes me laugh. Still sweet as hell. Still endearing as hell, and still charming as fuck throughout.
You know how I know it has a chance of translating is the Santa.
Oh yeah.
Because everybody, I think, can connect to that type of emotion from a child. And
right.
You just visualize that mind being blown. I know him. I know in the earnestness on Will Ferrell's face. There's very few people that could do that, and I believe it.
Yeah, right. Where they can play childlike wonder in an adult body throughout the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
And he endears you instead of irritates you. That's the difficult thing to do, and he nails it. Yeah,
him with Dinklage.
Oh my god,
that would be condescending and disgusting in other hands. And he's just so little. He's just like
he's an angry elf.
He believes it. He's an angry elf.
And the film is smart because they don't play him for the jokes. Like they don't play that scene to where he comes out on the losing and Dinklage does. He kicks the shit out of Ferrell.
It's not because he's an idiot. It's because he's naive.
Right. Exactly.
So you're not belittling him. It's just like, you don't know how to act in this situation. You've always been able to call a dwarf, or an elf, and that's normal to you. That's not an insult. Why is that an insult?
Right.
I'm not trying to be rude. He's not, though. That's what are you upset about? You believe it. That's why you like him so much. It's like, he's a good dude. Jimmy Caan, just give him a chance. You're an asshole.
Well, that's why Jovi falls for him so quickly because, she's used to kind of pushing dudes away in New York, I'm sure. But he has such an, like you said, an earnestness to him and an honesty to him that she knows immediately, like, this guy is a different type of guy, So, yeah.
I assume most people would have figured Elf was going to be our number one.
Absolutely.
All right, you want to type this bad boy up?
Hell yeah. That was our separate lists. We're going to put together our official top 10 list of the Christmas movies of the 21st century. Got the bongos ready. Warming up a little bit. And shout out to 47 Tees for this Hartford Whalers shirt. They had a nice Black Friday sale. I bought a bunch of old logo shirts because I have always wanted to buy some, and I ended up getting a few of them that were really cool.
All right, what do you think of this?
All right, break it down.
Elf at 1.
Yes.
Kiss at 2.
Okay.
Because we have that 3-4.
Yes.
Love Actually, because that's 4-5.
Okay, that's 3. All right.
And my number, what do we have of yours? Do we have your number 2 on there?
My number 2 is not on there right now, but my number 2 is on my list, The Night Before.
Okay, so it's The Night Before versus Man Who Invented Christmas for next, or we go, I guess, Arthur Christmas?
No, I think we'd have to go between those two since those are our 2s. Where does Klaus go? Because my Klaus is my 3, and that's your 8, right?
That is my 8.
So where does Klaus go there?
You want to put that there?
Yeah, I think that goes there. And then we flip our 2s. You got a coin? Or
Yeah, I got Klaus at 4. So 5. So we're right back to where we were. Man Who Invented Christmas versus Last Night.
So I'm saying, do you have a coin? You want to flip this thing?
Yeah, 1 sec.
I got this. Well, while he's doing that, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget that we have a YouTube channel here for those of you who are listening to us on the podcast feed. Go and subscribe to the YouTube channel for the top 10 as well. We've become monetized, so we'll need those clicks and likes and comments and all of that to help keep the show making some kind of money there on YouTube for sure.
Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, I got a small little space just right in front of me because of the tree and all this shit. So
no worries.
Just gonna do a little baby flip. Call it in the air.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Call it.
Heads.
All right. So number 5 is The Man Who Invented.
Son of a bitch! I should have known it. Should have known.
Was it last night?
The night before.
Night before, that's right. All right, so then we have Arthur in common, Bad Santa. That's it, right?
Yeah.
All right, so
Arthur next.
yeah. All right, so what's your next highest? I got my 5.
So we've got Elf on there, The Night Before, Klaus, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Love Actually, and Arthur Christmas are all on there. Then yeah, my next one is my 7.
So we have one left then.
Okay.
Your 7?
Yeah.
What was it?
The Grinch That Stole Christmas.
All right.
I think that's what it's called. God damn, I hope that's what
Go.
it's called. Awesome. All right. Let me see. I want to make sure I'm right here. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Sorry, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Let's clarify that. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. All right. So are we ready?
Yep.
All right, let's do it. The top 10 Christmas movies of the 21st century. Yeah. At number 10.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
At number 9.
Joyeux, is that how you said that?
Joyeux Noel.
Joyeux Noel? I don't know how to pronounce French.
At number 8.
Bad Santa.
At number 7.
Arthur Christmas.
At number 6.
The Night Before.
At number 5.
The Man Who Invented Christmas.
At number 4.
Klaus.
At number 3.
Love Actually.
At number 2.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
And our number 1 best Christmas movie of the 21st century is
Elf.
Elf.
And then we have David Mitchell Baker's list.
Oh yeah, let's hear that.
It says, thanks guys for choosing my topic. I realized while I was making my list that there have been a load of great Christmas movies this century, both all-time classics and personal guilty pleasures. It was surprisingly hard narrowing it down to just 10. Wow. Good for you. 10 is Let It Snow. Is that the zombie one?
Oh, maybe.
Which one is the zombie? Or is that cold? I don't remember. 9 is Arthur Christmas.
Okay.
8 is Tangerine. I have not seen that.
Oh, Tangerine, yeah.
7 is Feast of the Seven Fishes.
Okay.
Never even heard of that.
Never heard of that either.
6 is Bad Santa.
Okay.
5 is Elf. All right, that seems
5. Oof.
4 is Better Watch Out.
Okay.
Don't know that one. 3 is Klaus. 2 is Happiest Season.
Okay. Wow. Already. Wow. Okay.
And 1 is Carol.
Yeah, I haven't seen Carol. That's the one with
what's her name? Australian actress.
yeah, Kate Blanchett.
Kate Blanchett.
And Rooney Mara. Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
I didn't know it was Rooney Mara. Maybe it happens at Christmas time.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I have not seen it.
It's got to be about Christmas, you know.
If it's a Christmas movie, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just putting it out there.
It's Happiest Season. Oh, that's the brand new one. It with Kristen Stewart.
Yeah, Kristen Stewart. I like that movie, but I couldn't put it in my 10. I couldn't.
I've heard some weird reviews on that.
Yeah, it's like there's some good characters, but the decisions made by the script, you're like, that doesn't make sense to me, but okay. You know,
I don't. I'd have to specifically look up. So this nice thing is it's slander, and I don't even know who it's about, so I can't feel guilty. All I know is someone else that's in it a lot.
Oh,
they said they shouldn't even focus on them. They should just focus on Kristen Stewart. That's how much I didn't like that other person. That was according to a friend of mine. And I was like, wow, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. She was just so boring. And I'm like,
wow.
Okay. Wow.
That seems to be the predominant feeling, is that
really
a certain somebody who's in the film a lot is not the way it should have gone, that it should have been somebody else who was in the film.
So that's an accurate.
Yes, I agree with that. And the filmmakers pushed back. It's Clea Duvall is an actress. She's in Veep and stuff. She's pushed back on it because I think this is her story.
She the Secret Service?
Yes. Yeah. So I think she's pushed back on this and kind of been shocked by people's reactions because I think this is her story. And so maybe if they're kind of making judgment about the relationship she's currently in, maybe, I don't know. We'll see. I don't want to speak too far ahead of it, but yeah.
Well, I mean, that by account. So I knew she was part of it, and they described it. It was like, that was basically your character on Veep. So if this is autobiographical, does that mean that's how you are in real life to some degree?
Certainly Kristen Stewart is channeling her version of Clea DuVall. That's for sure. When you watch
Oh,
it.
okay.
It becomes very, very clear.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's wrap it up here. Thank you all so much for listening and watching. If you're watching us on YouTube or listening to us on our podcast feeds, thank you very much for doing that here on the top 10. What do we got to tell them, Matt?
If you're celebrating Christmas out there, stay safe. It's a few days away. We hope you have the merriest of Christmas. I don't know what the timelines of the other holiday seasons are. Hanukkah's over at this point.
Yes.
And I don't know what I don't know the other different ones, but if you're celebrating out there, enjoy your celebration. Enjoy what you can of this year. We're almost through it, guys. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. 2021 is going to curb stomp 2020, and we're all going to be like, I can't believe we made it to the other side. We're almost there.
Yeah. Claudia Schiffer's waiting for us right at the end there.
God, fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed. It's a beautiful way to put it. I'm excited.
So am I.
Don't tell my wife.
Don't tell my girl.
Don't tell my wife. I mean, I'm assuming we're saying a Claudia Schiffer like situation.
Yeah, situation is what I'm saying. Not actually Claudia Schiffer.
But I mean, am I 100% against a Claudia Schiffer like situation? I'd be lying if I said yes. The nice thing is she does not listen to this show, so it does not matter.
It's a figurative thing more than anything else.
Anyway, so enjoy your holiday season out there, and we'll talk to you guys before the new year is upon us. So stay safe out there, and if you'd like, you can follow me anywhere at Matt Nost, and that's it for me.
And Settle the Score, right? Your show, Settle the Score.
Yeah, Settle the Score. Yeah. You hit me up there, and you can see all the different stuff that I'm doing. But
absolutely, you can find me at The Roca Says on Twitter and on Instagram, and of course all the other shows I'm doing. And please, if you don't mind, coming on over to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/John Roca Says. Come and see all the stuff we got going on there. Slowly marching towards 15,000 subscribers on the channel. So, step by step, piece by piece. Would love it if you all would give some of the content a chance and subscribe as well. Don't forget our YouTube channels. I mentioned a few minutes ago. I'll mention it again. The YouTube the top 10 has a YouTube channel as well. We are monetized now. So we would love it if you go back and watch some of our shows or give them some views, give some comments and likes and what have you, because all that stuff elevates the visibility of the YouTube channel there, and of course puts a little coin in our pockets as well. So we'd appreciate all that. And if you want to be part of our patreon.com/the top 10, the number 10 there, go and see all the multiple tiers so you can be involved in the next round or the next time we stage the golden ticket. The golden ticket's wrapping up really soon, so you could be a part of the next time we do it if you sign up now, and you can send in questions for Topic Thunder, which we're doing every week as well. I echo Matt's sentiments. Please be well, take care of yourselves. The holiday season is great for a lot of people, but it's also tough for a lot of people. So whatever side of the fence you're on, I hope you find your way through it and you enjoy it, and to make the best of it that you can. And like Matt says, come out the other side. The light is there. And Claudia is waiting for all of us. All right, that's it. We're out of here. Take care of yourselves, and we'll talk to you next time on the Top 10.